Today's episode of Apes Figures is brought to you by nothing.
I hate you.
And today we'll be taking a look at the most panther looking figure I own in my collection, and that is the Black Panther, aka T'Challa. Boom! Time lapse all up in your face. So what's the deal with Black Panther? This is usually the moment where if it were a Fox Marvel movie, I would just be ranting. They're making a bad character from the comics good. And you're just completely ignoring the source material. Like, come on guys. Don't. I'm going to stop right there because this video isn't going to be titled 8 Rants About Fox. It's probably going to be titled Black Panther. Who is he? What does he want? My thoughts and a figure review. If you haven't watched Captain America Civil War or Avengers 2.5 Civil War, get ready for some spoilers. The Sokovia Records was taking place. Or it's like a document where the government says, hey, superheroes should be accountable for everything they do, and also they can't just go across borders and slap bad guys across the face. The government was saying, nah, we're gonna take control of that, and there's that. So as the Sokovia Records were taking place, a bomb goes off, T'Chaka gets killed by the bomb, and T'Challa is just full of rage and anger. So the bomb was framed one James Buchanan Barnes. We know him as the Winter Soldier. T'Challa then, being very mad, wants vengeance. So he dons the Black Panther outfit, or this big cat costume as you see right here. There's this car chase, and it's really cool because it kind of showcases how fast Black Panther really is, that he could keep up with 2 of these super soldier-ish people, right? The car chase ends, T'Challa's about to scratch Bucky to death, but then the government intervenes. And then the story goes, T'Challa joins the government and Team Iron Man, sort of. You have to watch the movie to understand, but he joins Team Iron Man to take down this James Buchanan Barnes, also known as Bucky, Winter Soldier. Fast forward a little bit, and then now it's the airport scene. The scene that everyone, including myself, died because bless Marvel, Spider-Man was introduced to us in that movie, in this universe. I'm getting sidetracked. He scratches Captain America's shield. He almost kills Winter Soldier. Just a lot of punching goes on, right? But then Black Panther finds out that James Buchanan Barnes was not responsible for the explosion and the death of his father, but it was this Baron Zemo. Not that Zemo, this Zemo. Before Zemo tries to kill himself, Black Panther actually stops him. Because at that moment we see that Black Panther, he realizes that vengeance is not who he should be. Which is weird because he's part of the Avengers. Vengeance Avengers. So the movie really portrayed Black Panther very well. It's not even his movie. So Marvel, hats off for caring about every character in your movies. Unlike other superhero stuff. Marvel, you're doing a fantastic job with everyone. Since I'm already sidetracked, let's talk about that trailer for a second. So we see, what's his name? So we see Ulysses Klaue talking to Everett Ross all tied up. Klaue is giving us his backstory on how he's actually one of the only people to have survived seeing Wakanda for real. We also see Eric Killmonger, another person who is exiled of Wakanda, kind of fighting T'Challa, I think for the throne, I'm not too sure. We also see Zuri, a friend of T'Chaka and T'Challa. We see him kind of in front of like this herb, like something steamy thing coming up, and I really think that's going to be the heart-shaped herb. So I'm really happy to see that, hopefully. Marvel, you don't fail me, so it's all good. We also see Dora Milaje return, of course, like his bodyguard kind of people. We also see Shuri. Shuri is basically the sister of Black Panther. She has a genius level intellect, and even in the comics, she even donned the Black Panther mantle for a while. We kind of see Black Panther use so many more like gadgets, like this explosion thing and all this stuff, and I really think Shuri is behind all of that. Overall though, I think this movie is going to touch base on Wakanda as a whole as well as T'Challa. I really want to see how they're going to incorporate this world, this El Dorado type world, meet the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm super excited to see that. Wakanda looks dope, Black Panther looks dope, everyone looks dope, unlike some other superhero movies. Couple fun facts about Black Panther or T'Challa is that he was the first black superhero to be introduced in comic books. He was first introduced in the Fantastic Four series. I think it was like 52 or 53, I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. During Civil War in the comics, he actually signs with Captain America. Powers, boom, boom. So Powers, he actually, at first, like when I found out about Black Panther when I was a little kid, I thought he was, he's all right. Boy, was I wrong. So basically, he consumes this heart-shaped herb. This herb can only be consumed by the family of T'Challa. If other people eats it, then it's actually very poisonous to them. But this herb actually heightens his strength, endurance, and ability. His strength is exemplified the best when he like stops a rhino or like an elephant coming full charge at him. He stops it with his bare hands. He is a master in all 5 of his senses. He's a master marksman, a master huntsman. He can also invent a lot of things. He's a genius. And of course, he has a suit that's made out of vibranium mesh that can stop bullets, punches, arrows, bombs, and electricity. Wait, no, not electricity. His suit has like a cloaking ability, night vision, shield that could come out of his suit. He has vibranium claws and daggers. He also has like this small teleportation thing in his suit, which is actually pretty cool. So he could teleport small distances, which is actually cool. It's not like Nightcrawler or that weird movie Jumper. It's a teleportation power nonetheless. He also has like a small healing factor, not on par with Wolverine and Deadpool, but he definitely has some sort of healing power. Finally, his final power I want to talk about, which is actually my favorite, is that he is incredibly rich. I'm talking filthy rich. Richer than Tony Stark rich. Yeah, that's Black Panther for you. Okay. How did I acquire such a beauty? So the story goes, I had a Carnage Marvel Legends figure. However, it had a defect and his arm just fell right off. So I contacted Hasbro and they gave me a $10 coupon. This was a time when Black Panther was being released and he was going for like a crazy price. Like I remember a dude bought this figure on eBay for like $250. I was like, dude, what? Anyways, I took that coupon and I went to a local Walgreens and I happened to find the rare figure Star Wars Black Series Ahsoka. Yeah, I know, not Marvel related, well, sort of. But I knew she was just as rare as Black Panther back then, so I paid 10 bucks for her and I went to a place called Frankensons. It's like a mini comic con every Saturday in LA. And I traded that Ahsoka for this Black Panther. I got the Black Panther before most collectors out there. Thank you, Ahsoka. Thank you. The only accessory this figure comes with is his alternative unmasked head. I honestly think Hasbro is getting better with their human faces because they went from this to this. And his head kind of looks like the actor Chadwick Boseman. Paint is consistent all around, and I really think his eyes came out pretty balanced. The biggest problem with Hasbro's figures are sometimes their eyes come out super derpy. But for this figure, that is not the case. So switching the figure's head is actually very not difficult. All you gotta do is pop this out. It's actually very easy. It comes out very nicely. And you just have to pop this bad boy right in. There he is, unmasked in all of its glory. Back to the Panther head, I honestly love this figure. He's not really using a same buck or mold as anyone else, but I think that what gives it away is the head sculpt. Look at it. The paint came out marvelous. The subtle silver, the white in his eyes, and not only that, the painting, but everything, all these lines are sculpted. They're not painted. That is genius. As we go down the figure, the sculpting is still going on. I mean, these are not just paint. These are sculpted. Like, you feel the texture. His necklace came out great. It's silver all around. We go to the back. As you can see that it's painted very well. The sculpting just keeps going around the figure. It's everywhere, man. I mean, his arms came out great. The little silver going on right here. That's really cool. And his claws. These are sick. Same for this side as well. The paint came out great. Not a lot of like rubbing off issues going on. There is a slight paint right here that's misplaced, but it's all good. Man, look at my nails. Torso is very good. I like the silver paint here as well. There's not much going on. It's just all black and silver and white. Even right here in his toes. There's a little bit of scuffage going on right here, but hey. Something that you can notice is Hasbro really cares about the front aesthetic of a figure. But if you turn to the side, you see right there was like Hasbro's budget line. Oh, let's paint everything here up in the front, but in the back, nothing except this stupid VIN number that needs to be on the bottom of his foot. Articulation segment. His head can do the Exorcist swivel all the way. There's a little bit of a pivot right here. So his head can move that much up and he can look down that far. He doesn't really need to look down that far unless he's fighting Ant-Man because he's a king. His arm can do this 360 turn. He has a bicep cut right here that moves. He has a double jointed elbow. His wrists can move up, and down. And he could also, of course, do that 360 turn right here as well on his wrist. His ab crunch goes back that much, and he goes forward quite a lot, but there's this one problem. If he bends forward that much, there's like this bulge, man. Like his spine came out. That's so creepy because I always pose him like this, but then he always has like a bulging back. He has a waist joint that can make him do this all the way. The articulation for the legs are where the problems are the most. He can only kick that much out and only back just a little bit. He has an upper thigh cut, which does help. He has a double jointed knee, and that's it until you reach the feet that can move that much up and that much down. And he also has ankle swivel, but no boot cut. So it's like, it's really hard to put him in like a panther-like running pose because his leg articulation is kind of whack. That's probably my biggest gripe with this figure. Oh, also, he can't put his arms down. This is as far as it goes. So that really doesn't help if you want him just posed with his arms down like this. Honestly, yeah, nobody really does this, but hey, still kind of annoying. Size comparison time. Black Panther stands at about 6.5 inches tall. You cannot tell because of the focus, but it says about 6.5 inches. You can take my word on that. Here he is next to another hero that uses vibranium, Warpath, which I already reviewed. Here he is next to his team leader, Iron Man. Here he is next to the Avengers Age of Ultron Hulk. Here he is next to the Pizza Spider-Man that is super duper flexible. Here he is next to one of my favorite skincare products, the Cosrx Aloe Soothing Sun Cream. I love you. What? I don't even know what to say. Kicking all the haters like, what? The fact that it can hold its pose like this without any balance issue, like he's not even leaning on Spider-Man. This is just Black Panther on its own. And I'm totally down, man, if a figure can just do this. If you're a huge Black Panther fan like me, I definitely recommend this figure for you. So that's my review. Peace.
Boom. The end.